Hello everyone, 4.4 CN Childe contest just ended and I'm here yet again to talk about some of the best runs that came out of the contest. First of all, just a quick reminder that cost represents the number of 5-star pulls used in your run. 1 cost for limited 5 stars, 0.5 for standard, and 0.1 for limited 4-star refines, except for Ali Flash. And also, Mist Splitter on Bennett counts as 0.5 if he is not built for damage. Current Abyss top half consists of 2 waves of 2 enemies each chamber, second wave spawning slightly behind. On 12-1, 2 robots, then 2 Dendro Balls that get a shield if not killed fast enough. On 12-2, ungroupable Geo and Anemo Eremites into Paro and Dendro. And on 12-3, Fontaine Mechs, both of the ranged and melee variety. So, how did international speedrunners tackle on this Abyss? The fastest 4-cost run was by the one and only God Lucas. On screen you can see the stats, weapons and artifacts of all characters, and yes, I did this myself, it took a worrying amount of time. Anyways, Childe and Kazuha both C0, let's get into the run. So let's start with 12-1. Get ready because this is gonna be a bit complicated. So the key to this chamber is to manage to kill the first wave without having to use Childe E again in order to have it up for the second wave and be able to group them and swirl Pyro with Kazuha. So the strategy he uses is to focus mostly on one robot and then kill the other one with a Childe rage shot. As a quick reminder, his Bennett is using instructors, however he's also built for damage, and the direction in which he goes with Pyronado is towards the first robot, because this allows to hit him more times and lower its HP more. He then uses Childe Q into range shot on the right robot, and then hopes that the first one dies from Childe's Riptide hit. He then drops Guoba, groups them and swirls Pyro with Kazuha, and then starts attacking the Dendro Balls with Childe, while making sure he stays in the middle of them in order to get double hits on Xiangling. And so he ends the chamber in a total of 15 seconds. As you can see, every single bit of damage is extremely important here. So on 12-2 he has to battery Xiangling, but he makes sure to get both Instructors and Hydra Swirl by applying Hydra to both of the enemies. Kazuha EQ while waiting for the pets to spawn. Then Childe bursts into Xiangling, kill the first wave as fast as possible, just one normal attack, then immediately switch to Kazuha. This is important so you don't have too long of a cooldown later. He batteries Xiangling, drops down Guoba, and does a range shot on the Dendro Eremite. As you can see, he is focusing down mostly on the Dendro Eremite because the Pyro one actually has lower Pyro resistance, so she ends up dying much faster than this one. He then switches to Childe and starts normal attacking, Book to catch as many particles as possible for the next chamber, and then kill them for a total of 21 seconds. So for a little bit of context, on 12-3, in the first wave, the robot on the left has the most HP, and in the second wave, it's the robot on the right that has the most HP. So he goes to the one to the left and does his VV setup, groups them with Kazuha E, has to book for energy, then uses Xiangling Q, then Childe into Guoba, and then moves over to the robot which has the most HP and does a hold D, then one singular normal attack, then runs to the other one and now starts doing charge attacks. Now unfortunately you cannot really double hit here, so the best you can do is kinda just backpedal, and so he gets a total of 13 seconds, ending the run with a total time of 49 seconds. The best 6-cost run has been achieved by OVO, using C0 Childe and C2 Kazuha. I suggest you pause the video if you want to look at the stats closer. On 12-1 he has enough damage so he doesn't have to do any weird strats. Does the regular VV setup, only Kazuha bursts without his E, then Xiangling Q, and then stacks Polar and uses Childe's Q, almost one-shotting the first wave, drops Guoba, groups the second wave and starts attacking them for a total of 15 seconds. So on 12-2 he does his setup on the Anemo Eremite, has to use Guoba early, has to book a bit for energy, uses Kazuha EQ, then uses Bennett E into Xiangling Q which batteries her up for the next chamber, Kazuha E again while waiting for the 2 Eremites to group together, and then starts normal attacking on Childe, immediate Childe burst to hit the second wave, runs over to the Dendro Eremite because as I said she's the one that is harder to kill with this team, and then to the Pyro Eremite second, books last second for some enemy dying particles, finishes for a total of 16 14 seconds. On 12-3, he goes to the rightmost robot because then the left one moves closer, drops Guaba before Bennett burst. Then he actually doesn't get the Hydro Swirl, though technically you can get it actually. Kazuha EQ, Xiangling Q, and kills the first wave as fast as possible. Then one normal attack on the leftmost robot and one on the rightmost. Pokes for particles. And as you can see, this is why using Bennett later was really important, because now you have Bennett burst for a second Childe burst, which kills the last wave for a total of 14 seconds. So now we move on to the best 9 cost run, which was a 7.5 cost run. On 12-1 they do the exact same strat as the 6 cost run, so I will not be explaining it again. On 12-2 he actually skips Kazuha E and uses Bennett E into poke, not necessarily to catch the particles as much to just bypass the swap cooldown. Then uses Kazuha E now and starts normal attacking the enemies, killing them really fast and immediately using Childe Burst, poking last second for any particles and finishing in a total of 13 seconds. On 12-3 the strategy is the same as the 6 cost, however they don't have to use Guaba early because they have enough energy. And yeah, there's not much to say, is there? You don't wanna hurt me, but see how deep the bullet lies. Unaware, I'm tearing you asunder. Oh, there is some. Anyways, they finish off in a total of 14 seconds. Alright, now just wanna add some things that were not present in the run. Regarding the 4 cost strategy, there is a small chance that with the range shot you can hit both of the robots at the same time. However, this is incredibly rare and not something you should be expecting or something you should be going for. And if your damage is not high enough to use the 4 cost strategy showcased in this video, you can try an alternative strategy where you do Kazuha EQ, Childe Q, then E and 1, and then Xiangling, which allows her to vape some hits and makes reaching the thresholds much easier. And as for the Dendroballs, if you cannot kill them fast enough, it may be a good idea to mix in normal attacks with the charge attacks in order to not stagger them apart too soon and get double hits some more. Regarding 6 cost 12-1, you can also do something similar to the 4 cost run, however I don't suggest it. The second place run in 6 cost has done it though, and you could technically get 15 as well if you really want. And as for 9 cost, if you have C1 Childe, you can do the 4 cost low damage strategy that I just explained. However, it ends up not being actually a downgrade because of C1 Childe and cooldown reduction. Actually, most of the other 9 cost runs do this instead of the strategy used in the video. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. This video has taken quite a bit of time to make, but I'm actually pretty proud of the way it came out. I have learned from some of my mistakes while making the previous video, and I think this one is much better. One thing I did, for example, is just straight up not make a script and just talk randomly. In the descriptions you will find links for everything: artwork, Bilibili channels, the competition group, and I don't know, bye.